So far, I've focused on my colleagues on the Republican side. We have 48 Republican co-sponsors so far, and I have to believe that with the bipartisan support that we've seen in the House of Representatives, that same sort of emotion should set forth here. As Senator Schmidt said, this shouldn't be a partisan issue, and I do believe that there's a very good chance that we will have a number of Democrat senators that will want to join this, because I think they see the same issues that we do. This is the nation's capital, the federal District of Columbia, and all of us want our constituents to be able to come here in safety, not in fear. Yes.
How do you respond to criticisms from folks like the DC delegates, Norton, who say that this is essentially anti-democratic? It's, this government of people who aren't from DC coming in and dictating what its law should be.
Well, I would suggest you read the Constitution and the D.C. Home Rule Act. It's our obligation under the Constitution and the D.C. Home Rule Act to review these laws, and when they are laws that make no sense, like this one, in the midst of a crime wave, to be reducing penalties for serious crimes, I think that demonstrates a very serious need for oversight, and that's precisely what we're doing.
And this would, if this does pass with, like you say, potentially Democratic support, it would go before President Biden. Have you gotten any indication whether or not the president would sign something like this, or what would what would it represent for him to have to make that decision?
I'm sure it's a decision that's going to be very difficult in this White House. They were elected on the mantra of defunding the police. In this situation, we have the Fraternal Order of Police at a national level and a local level supporting our action. So I think the White House is going to have to evaluate the politics of the matter and think about their own safety too. Many of the White House staff work here, and again, many people come from around the country and around the world to visit in the White House. I should think they would have the same considerations that my colleagues and I have.
If I may, one off-topic question. Tomorrow there's going to be a hearing for the IRS nominee, Danny Warhol. What are you thinking you'd like to see from that as folks evaluate this potential nominee to the IRS?
I think all of us are concerned with respect to the weaponization of the IRS that's taken place. I've had the Treasury Secretary before me 3 times. Each time I've asked her who's going to be held to account for leaking confidential, private taxpayer information that has occurred during this administration and on her watch. Each time I get some non-answer. We're looking into it. I think the American public is very distrustful of the IRS right now. That's a shame. Our institutions should be respected. But given the way they've been weaponized, I think there's a great deal of concern. The concern becomes even greater when we have the massive $80 billion influx of funding going to the IRS. I don't think they can handle it. I don't think they can recruit to the standards that they probably should to hire a tremendous number of auditors to go after the middle class here in America. So it's going to be it's a great concern that's felt by constituents in my home state, and I think it's something we'll need to address tomorrow.
Is tomorrow an opportunity where they could sort of ease those concerns? Do you think that's a possibility?
I'd like to hear tomorrow who they've held to account for disclosing confidential taxpayer information. Again, it's been done to hurt political enemies of this administration. I'd be interested to see if they're going to be in a position to disclose that tomorrow. Yes.
Realistically, what are the next steps for this resolution? Isn't it the case that the majority leaders have to bring this up, and you can't imagine who wants to
So,
find that situation?
I would think, given the bipartisan support that we've already seen from the House, and they'll be sending something over here as well, we will be moving on this, I hope, after we get back from the next break in March. This is already in the process right now. There's a 20-day process. It's got to work its way through. It will ripen by the time we get back, and then it'll be a motion to bring it from the committee and then bring it onto the floor. We can deal with this pretty quickly. Yes.
So we've seen this resolution, we've seen another resolution related to the voting law from D.C. Do you see this as sort of a blueprint to advance House Republican priorities through the Senate related to D.C. in the future?
No, I see this as us exercising our responsibilities under the Constitution and the D.C. Home Rule Act. Thank you all.